Hi, guys. I hope everyone watching this is doing well. And I am making a video about why you might not feel like your sun sign. And I'm excited to make this video, but it's really for beginners, people just getting into astrology, um, maybe intermediate. I feel like this is honestly just beginner stuff, but I'm trying to go back to the basics because I feel like a lot of people need to understand the basics of astrology. And so we'll timestamp this video also. And even though it should only take me like a minute, probably or less than a few minutes to go through each one, but just to provide some just clarity on this. It also this video applies to if you're you're confused on why you're attracted to somebody who has a certain sign because you don't usually um like that sign. Then this is going to also be you can also apply it to that too. So, reason number one that you might not feel like your sign is because it is very different or drastically different from your moon or rising. So, a lot of people don't know this, but you don't just you don't just become your sun sign. Like your sun sign is actually something that you grow. It's an energy that you grow into because you think about how powerful the sun is and how much energy it emits and how much authority it has, even for this planet. You don't just get that and that's you. Like you grow into that. Your sun sign is like, yes, it is like the core, your core and what everything else like centers around, but you take time to grow into it. And it is like your consciousness and everything, but your rising sign is who you are from the moment you're born because it's where the sun was actually rising when you took your first breath. So you're going to be more like your rising sign actually than you are going to be your sun sign. If you have like a rising sign that's in a different element, like a different element than your sun sign, like say you're a Pisces sun and you have a Leo rising, then you're probably going to feel more of that Leo rising, especially like earlier on in life. And then also with your moon signs, same thing. The moon is like who you are when no one's watching, who you are when you're younger, like in the privacy of your own home, your private self, things like that. So if your moon is also drastically different from your sun sign, then you're gonna feel two different poles inside of you, like two different energies, especially if it's not compatible. Like, for example, if you have like a Sag sun and Aquarius moon, even that still kind of flows together. So you might just like feel like your sun sign still. But if you have like a Sag sun, like a Cancer moon, you might feel like more Cancer than actual Sag. So that's the first reason. Second reason is your your sign is in a house that alters the expression of that sign. So if you don't know what houses are, I can and will actually do a video on that. But I'm not going to really explain it in this video. But if your sun is in a certain house, that might change the way that you interact with or how you express that sign. For example, if you have a sun in Gemini in the eighth house, then you're not going to be necessarily the usual playful and lighthearted Gemini. You're going to be a little bit more have a little bit more depth to you. Not to say Gemini doesn't have depth, but just talking about the sign itself, it loses some of that childlike innocence. In the eighth house, it's more so someone who is learning to go through certain things like dark things and be able to transform themselves, and they're probably more interested in like heavier topics or like occult topics. So you could feel more like a Scorpio just because you have your sun in Gemini in the eighth house because every sign correlate like there's 12 signs and 12 houses, so there's a sign that correlates with each house. So Scorpio correlates with the eighth house, so you could feel more like a Scorpio because you have your Gemini sun in the eighth house. um so yeah, I'll leave that there. It's pretty self-explanatory. So third reason that you might not feel like your sun sign is because you have something aspecting that sun or something aspecting multiple personal planets in your chart. It could be, for example, let's say you're a Gemini, or I already did Gemini. Let's say that you are, uh, I don't know, like a Scorpio, and you have Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Mars, but they're both conjunct Neptune, for example. Um, Neptune kind of diffuses the intensity of Scorpio and of Mars and the sun and like everything. Um, it makes someone a little bit more dreamy, maybe a little bit more softer, um, more compassion. And it's not to say that Scorpio doesn't have these things, but we're talking about just the concentrated energy of these of a sign. Like Neptune is very like all consuming. So someone could feel these feelings of Neptune like being like all consuming and compassionate and feel like a Pisces, but they're actually a Scorpio. So you have to look at the aspects being made to all your planets. And that's probably why you feel like not your sign. And if you don't understand aspects, I'm also not going to go over that in this video, but I will make another video about it at some point. And there's videos you can also and articles you can look up too if you're not familiar. But they're essentially the connection between planets in your chart. Some of them are harmonious, some of them are not, but they all work together. They're all still working together for your good, um, and for your soul's evolution. So yeah, that's the third one. Fourth and final one is pretty much the most obvious one, but that is that you have a stellium or multiple other planets that kind of overpower your sun sign. Like, so for example, if you're like a Aries sun, but however you have like Mercury, Mars, and Pisces, or like Venus and Mars and Pisces, or like just multiple different planets in another sign than your sun sign, then those could potentially and most likely just overpower your sun to the point where you can't really like you feel more of the other energy than your sun, especially earlier on in life, because you haven't even fully grown into that yet. So of course you're not going to feel that energy. You're going to feel how you think and how you act and how what you care about and value. All those things are the other personal planets I just mentioned. So that explains that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. It's going to be a really short video. I purposely want to make this super short. Um, Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Let me know. At this point, I'm taking video suggestions too because I'm kind of just like just doing like random things and just seeing what sticks, honestly, and like what you guys need to hear. But one thing I am excited about is to bring out the whiteboard again, which is happening maybe probably next video. Um, I probably might end up holding it honestly because I don't think I can put it up on my wall right now, but I don't care. It's gonna get done. Um, but yeah, that's all for this video. Till next time, guys, which will be really soon because I need to be consistent. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you. Bye.